now listening to the Good Bad Advice Podcast with Stephanie and Chase.
Hello. Welcome, you guys, to the Good Bad Advice Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Chase.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we give unsolicited advice to people in the news each week. But first, we got to catch up. How are you?
I'm so good.
That is such a lie. Guys, right before we came on here, Stephanie's talking about how she's just been having an off week. And then we can't ever air it. And we'll totally deny it happening. But we may have snowballed. We may have snowballed our bad because I have had a week from hell as well. And so we did that, and then we're like, let's just go. And we turned it on like Stepford Wives. We're like, hello.
Both of us before like, oh, not well.
Both of us are like, ugh. I'll go first for why I'm so bad.
Yeah.
I have a herniated disc.
Yes.
Right above
in your sciatica, which is
literally when I tell you.
Literally the worst place to get one.
So what happened was, Wednesday, Megan and I went to the gym. Shout out Megan. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, let's do a little weightlifting beforehand. Then we'll go to Brooke's class. So we were kind of like, I had lifted a little bit, and then we did foam roller. Mm. And I'm novice on the foam roller, but my back was already sore. I'd gotten a massage Tuesday, and my massage guy was like, hey, your lower back is really bad. You need to go to a chiropractor. Yeah. He's like, it feels really, really, really tight. And I was developing these giant knots right on my spine and on my sciatica, right at my hip area. Like where my hips are, but just on my spine. And I was like, oh, okay. So I'm doing the foam roller, and I hear like a pop, like a pretty I felt it, and it shot pain right down my legs. And I was like, ooh. So I said to Megan, I was like, oh shit. And she was like, that looks like it hurt. And I was like, I know, but it's supposed to hurt, right? Oh, it's so good. Then I danced hard because I'd taken a Celsius. So I had a lot of energy. So I danced big. Yeah. Then get to my car. It's also snowing. Yeah. I then get to my car, which is ice cold. Yes. I then cannot get out of my car. Oh. Like absolutely frozen. It actually freaked me out. So I'm like slowly, it takes me like 30, 40 minutes to get inside the house. I then get up to the bed. Steven was at a meeting or something and for work. And so when he got, they were filming. So when he got home, I was just like curled up on the bed, and I was like, I don't think I'm good. And he was like, okay. He's like, I have a muscle relaxer I can give you. And I was like, oh, okay, perfect. So I take that, try to sleep. I can't. The pain is so bad, and I can't actually move. And I have a stomach / side sleeper. I'm kind of like an angled sleeper, and I like kind of prop up a pillow like I'm kind of holding it. Same. I can't do that. So I just basically wake the whole night, and then cannot get out of bed the next morning. Thank goodness my chiropractor is able to like squeeze me in. It takes me like my mom. I actually called my mom in a panic. My mom called the chiropractor. The chiropractor's I can get him in right now. And I said, Mom, there's no possible way I can get there right now. I can't get out. I cannot get into a car. Yeah. Like, you don't understand. My entire body is shut down, and my muscles are so tight, and the pain is unbearable. Like I don't cry in pain. I don't cry generally unless I'm talking about like something sentimental. Like I'm an emotional crier. I'm not a physical crier. And I cried twice in pain. Like it just hurts so badly. We get to the chiropractor. He's like trying to turn on muscles, and Steven he was like cramming his shorts because he was all like, okay, we're going to test your muscles, and we're going to turn on your things. I go to a guy like that. And Steven was like, I love everything about him.
No, I go to a guy like that named Dr. Danielson.
Yes.
It actually is kind of like woo-woo magic.
No, there's like woo-woo magic in there because I was able to be a little bit more mobile. But then the rest of the day, so I took Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I was just basically lying down. And I have to lie on my side, kind of in the fetal position with my feet not touching each other because it gets like it pulls it weird. So I'd had like pillows in between my knees, like brutal. So today's the first day I've left the house, which I'm feeling good about.
Yeah. You look showered. You look ready for the day.
I haven't showered. I just put product in my hair. Oh, also Tuesday night was an emotionally overwhelming night for me. And so I just cut my hair off. So
I did get we should post that on the carousel.
We
just
should.
The bowl of
the hair, the sink
filled with it.
Full. And I was like, I did something bad. Then I FaceTimed Megan because I was nervous at how much I was cutting off because I also couldn't see the back, and I just was cutting it blind. And then she thankfully, she and her daughters talked me out of bleaching my hair because I'd also bought bleach to just like bleach because I thought, oh, I'll just bleach it and just like whatever. So that's kind of how my week's been. How about you, babe?
I think that you should wait to bleach your hair until after the wedding.
That's true.
Like after the wedding,
part of me is like, okay,
crazy.
great. My hair will fully grow back out to the length I like.
Yeah.
And like short hair is like fine. Like I'm so handsome. I can wear everything.
Yeah.
Stop it. But I was also like the next day, which is like everything Wednesday was bad.
Yeah.
Like we weren't hump day.
No,
It was a sad day. And so I look at the mirror and I'm like, oh my gosh, I cut off my hair. And then I was like, and my back is still sore. And then little did I know what was going to be knocking on my door 12 hours later. Death.
Yikes.
And you?
In comparison, like I had some sore hips this week. I just stretched it out though.
You were oh, screw you.
I was mobile.
Steven's like, the chiropractor's like, hey, and I'm going to give you some stretches next week. Thank God I see him again tomorrow morning. He's like, I'm going to give you some stretches to try to help. And I was like, okay. And Steve was like, oh, we'll totally stretch. And I was like, gosh darn it, Tim. You got Steven on the team now. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm just going to have to like keep adjusting.
Every time Chase adjusts, there's like,
I'm like, oh gosh, it's right there.
No, my week in comparison, not as bad as yours. Although, as Chase mentioned, I am just having like a little bit of side effects.
Yes.
To a drug I'm taking that are causing, let's say, irritability.
Hey Traven, how you doing?
Not well.
Hi
Half
Traven, if you're listening, we're here for you. We're gonna set you guys, we're gonna put Traven's Venmo up and just Venmo him
please.
$1 of irritability, like points, irritability points.
God bless Traven, the most patient, loving man towards me ever. My perfect other half person. This week he like breathes wrong and I'm like, ugh. Last night he literally like laid down and was like, gave me a kiss goodnight and then laid down and like did a deep sigh, but which just like pretty much blew hot air in my face. And I was like, you're disgusting. And I'm like, that's kind of a crazy reaction.
So Steven last night similarly was just like in a very teasy mood. Like I was like, Steven, can you please? And I'm like laying on the thing, laying on the couch on my side, and we started Yellowstone. Spoiler alert, that's one of my GBs. Okay. We started Yellowstone because now we've watched all of Taylor Sheridan.
Okay,
so now I'm starting like on his biggest, the opus, so to speak. And so I kind of had a little Beth energy. And Steven was like, so can you bring me the Advil? And he was like, sure. And he comes over and he just like kind of flicked it at me. But there was no way I was going to be able to catch it because I can't do sudden movements. So it just like hits me and then goes onto the floor. And he goes, yeah, boy. And like, if you understand Steven, like,
that's
I
so
see
funny
like,
for Steven.
I see like the innermost, like fun, giddy, like teasy side of him, which I love so much. When I'm feeling good, when I'm not feeling good, I was like, you are testing my limits. And then it was my grandma Jessie's funeral yesterday and I was supposed to go down, but I couldn't. It was in Beaver. I cried so hard watching her service. Like she was such an amazing woman. And I want to talk about her. She's one of my things. But as a tribute for her, she loved root beer floats. And so I was like, I'm going to do root beer float. So I get up and Steven's like trying to like meet me, have a little bit of the ice cream. And I was like, can you just not for a minute while I'm trying to get my root beer float? And then I was like, we are not well. Just go sit back down, like contain yourself. And so I've just been very quiet.
Dude, I sent you the
my
TikTok
back is so
sound
sore.
that's like, that's not fair. I need to calm down.
I need to calm down. Have you seen the actual video of that? The girl is my spirit animal.
No, I have never related to a video more.
No, 100%.
This week we're just like, explosion. I need to calm down.
No, 100%.
I need to calm down. Like,
me, I just have like leg there. And then I think now a lot of people, and I believe this. I believe this mostly because Jinx Monsoon on RuPaul was talking about how the body keeps the score. Yes. And how your body remembers and holds on to trauma. And then like when it lets it out, sometimes it can come out very violently.
Have you read that book?
No, but I hear it's really good.
I have heard it's good. I have also heard like you might not even be ready to read that book.
We were going to read, we were going to do a book club. And I've had 3 or 4 people ask if we're going to do a book club.
Done.
Let's decide this week. You pick 2 books and I'll pick 2 books. Then we'll do like a poll on the 4 books. We'll let our audience decide what our book will be. Literally the last note I wrote on this, freaking book club. And we never did it.
No, but the book club that I do, I like the premise more.
Yeah, I know, but
where's the theme?
But I don't want to just like do it.
But that's hard if we run it on the podcast.
That's my thought. I think it needs to be a podcast book that then we have to do it at like a more traditional book way. And then we'll do like a little meetup in February.
Yeah.
We'll read it in February. So we'll give enough time for people to get the book. Speaking of books, I am loving, this is so ADD.
Yeah, no, you're crazy today.
You just know that, like, I'm so sorry you guys listening. First off, this is the first time I've interacted with a human besides Steven in person for several days.
He's chatty.
Stephanie was like, hey babes, with your back, like we totally can just not do it. And what was my response to you?
No, I want to hang out with you.
I was like, no, I need to hang out with you. Like I need another freaking human to be like, hi, human, funny.
Eye contact.
I'm in deep on Iron Flame.
Oh.
Because they restarted it. Because remember I told you that I didn't quite know? I restarted it. God, Rebecca Yarros. I like her infinitely more than Sarah J. Maas. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's a preference. It makes me so excited. Onyx Storm is coming out. And this week.
Okay, but you also can't say that because you haven't read Throne of Glass yet.
That's true. That's
and
on
Throne
my...
Throne of Glass is like second to Harry Potter, my favorite series of all time.
We go on a cruise in February, and I'm really thinking that I actually might have to get a Kindle. Because I think I want to bring like 3 or 4 books with me. And Throne of Glass, really kind of dense. Onyx Storm, very heavy too. Like and the problem is that I did decide for the cruise. Well, I convinced the Shaw fam. There's like 17 of us in the crew that's going. The Shaws are performing on a cruise ship, and Steven's performing, so I'm going. And but I convinced them that we're doing different nights, dress up nights. So we did wigs for one night. I can't tell you because some of them listen, but I'll show you the wig that I bought.
Okay, fun.
And then sunglasses, like funny glasses, because there's actually quite a few funny glasses. A funeral, so we're all being in black. I did that for a birthday one year, and I have so much black I could wear. So perfect. And then, it's a funeral, and it's like an era. So you have to be like 60s, 70s, 80s, but for a funeral. Yeah. And then we did blind t-shirts. So we drew names, and then we got t-shirts. Can I show you I'll have to show you offline the t-shirt that we got. So fun. So, but Steven was like, man, are we going to have to pack like big bags then for the cruise? And I was like, yeah. We got costumes. I've got Luke's home tea. So I can't really bring the books. So I think I'm going to get a Kindle.
You should get a Kindle.
I feel like Kindle is like
fun accessory too.
Yeah, it is kind of like a fun, just like,
but I will say too, like what is so great about a Kindle,
opposed to the Kindle app, because here's my problem. I have an iPad. Why can't I just use the Kindle app? What's so different? I need people to explain to me the value of the 2-tone black screen or whatever of the actual Kindle opposed to the Kindle app, because I have the Kindle app. That should work. But
the distractions. There is so many times when I'm trying to read on my phone.
Oh, that's right. Did we talk about this already?
Yeah, I think we briefly mentioned it.
On the pod, or did we have it offline? Okay.
But pretty much like if I'm reading on my phone, I cannot keep my attention on the Kindle app because you get notifications, you get certain things like...
Well, you won't be getting TikTok notifications, or will you?
You will. It's back on.
I know, but we got to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was teeing it up.
Oh, sorry. Sis. Anyway, no, the Kindle actually is quite premium, especially like to have so many books. And if you'll get like the Paperwhite, it's so small you can keep it in like a small bag. And literally there will be times if I have it with me or like in my purse, I will grab it instead of my phone. Like it just keeps you more engaged in the book that you're reading.
Okay. Because I'm not going to lie. I think I also... so sorry, my back. I think also, oh my gosh, actually say something else because I have to take a break.
Trace has to move for a little, take some deep labor breaths.
It is so bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
It's just it's the craziest pain. And then, so when I'm gonna tell a story. This is also, I think there could be some medication still in my system. Yeah. When I was going into the 7th grade, I had a spinal cord concussion and internal bleeding in my neck and spine from a football injury.
Yes.
And so I actually went into 7th grade. I think I told you, wearing the neck brace.
Yes.
This pain
Comparatively.
Infinitely worse than the other one, because the other ones, and to be fair, the pain in my shoulder blades are still to this day, because whenever I go get a massage, it's just like scar tissue exactly where I had the little spinal cord snap. So they say it's like broken back, but it's more clinically I had a spinal cord concussion. So that's like dull pain. It's like someone's just taking 2 fingers right underneath your shoulder blade and just pushing. That's like a dull pain.
Yeah.
And then if I do too many like lat workouts or look at me,
it resurfaces. That's not
just
your
so
lat.
beefy.
That's a bicep.
Well, I can't. How are you supposed to kiss your lat?
Well, you could
tongue it. So like that gets sore. This is just infinitely worse
because it's just a constant.
It's a constant, but then it shoots it down my legs. Like that's where it's.
Yeah, no, sciatic. I've had sciatic pain, not a bulging disc, but I've had sciatic pain and
I get my MRI this week, so that way I'll know if it's a herniated disc. I mean, if I know it's a what's it called? If it's a Theragun?
Yes.
Yeah, but guess what?
What?
So we have a Theragun Elite that my dad bought me like 2 years ago. The chargers, I moved out of the kids' bathroom right before they came for Christmas break. We cannot find the charger or the battery, so our Theragun's dead. We have the minis, but that's like child's play. I need there to be a jackhammer on my back, but not anymore.
You can't really do it on your back, but you should do it on your hips.
Those are really sore too. Everything is so sore. My legs are like so sore.
You have your psoas muscle that connects right at the front of your hip.
Okay, Miss
and then
Frizzle. Jeez Louise,
I'm
look
dancer.
at you.
I've had hip problems my entire life.
Speaking of, someone was posting, there was the
UDAs.
drill. Yes, and it made me think of you and how much fun we had when you were doing. Do you kind of miss it? Do you wish that you were coaching still?
No. Every single time I go to a competition, I'm like, oh, thank goodness I'm not doing this.
Those coaches on film are feral. I will be honest. My friend,
stressful.
I forget who I saw on social media was posting. They were at Weber State for the competition, and they were like, I came for the girls, I'm staying for the coaches. And then it's just like.
Somebody else sent me that.
Okay, so it must be going around, and it was so funny. I almost sent it to you, but I never quite know if like the people that I'm sharing stuff from, if they are public or not, or if they get notification that like I'm sharing their stuff. Also shout out to Liz Turan. She did an in memoriam of her favorite TikToks since last night, and it was like 100 of them. I watched every single one of them, and I wrote, and I was like, during these dark times, you are doing the Lord's work. She's like, I have another whole batch saved. And then I got noticed that TikTok's coming back.
Bing,
what
bang,
the hell?
boom.
Okay, let's do our 3 GBs.
Wait, no, you need a Theragun your psoas.
Oh, that's right. Okay, you were telling me about psoas.
Because it connects back to your sciatic, but it's like right
in
the front.
So where is the psoas?
The psoas like wraps around your hips.
Like it's going down to my ding-dong? Like that
it's
region?
Like,
into my groin?
You know when you extend your leg?
That is impossible for right now. Stephanie said, I can't believe that. She's like, I just stretch because I was a little bit sore. I'm like,
dead center in your leg, you can feel there's a muscle like right here. Right at where your hip.
Different for guys.
Like right where it hinges.
Okay.
You can feel that there's like a muscle that tightens in and out.
Okay, I can't really do that. So did you hear my whole leg crack?
Yeah, I did.
That's your
psoas, but it wraps all the way around to the back.
Yeah, it does. Perfect.
And so you have to like rub out your psoas because it's all connected.
That's inappropriate for a podcast where children listen.
Listen, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I've heard stories. I've read the bathroom walls. Okay, I'm gonna stretch out my psoas. Also, this is going to be a shorter episode. Stephanie already promised me on account of I cannot stay seated for too long. Yeah. So I'm probably going to be the one that feels like I'm ushering us along.
Yeah, do it.
That's because I cannot barf. Oh, it hurt so bad on Friday. I unwittingly went to go push something into the trash because it wasn't going down. So I just went to go like push it, and it's feeling a little bit better. The pain was so bad, I barfed in my mouth. Well, I don't know where else you would barf, but I mean, I barfed.
Well, it's a good thing you're staying grounded.
Yeah, no, fully.
Not too dramatic.
No, I'm glad my body's just like being cutesy and demure, and then it's just like, no, it wasn't that. It was like, oh God. That was how it was. But you know what I also did last night?
Uh-huh.
I made Magnolia's chocolate chip cookies because I just wanted a chocolate chip cookie. That is the best chocolate chip cookie recipe, bar none. The reason being...
I did order cookies on DoorDash last night, though, from Local Cookie Co.
Okay, I've seen that on my DoorDash.
Out by
Is it
you.
good?
So good.
Okay, good
I
for
got
them
a
because
sugar
down with
cookie.
Crumble. Crumble has just disappointed at every turn. And
Tragic.
Cassie, if you're listening, I'm super sorry to say this, but if you could let Sawyer know to up his game and stop doing face tutorials or whatever, his face cleansing tutorials on social media, maybe get back to the cookie drawing board.
Okay.
Quit trying to be an influencer and buying random stuff like
Yeah.
Club.
So here's the thing. I have
Focus.
been craving a sugar cookie that I got in Arizona. And I was like, I need to find a sugar cookie that works, but I hate Crumble.
Yeah.
They're
same.
on my boycott list.
Yeah.
Which sounds
Wait,
more
why don't you
serious
just have
than it is.
Amanda's cookies?
Because she doesn't make cookies
No, I know, but
regularly,
she
and
has
she
the
doesn't
recipe.
do buttercream frosting. And I do.
Oh, you want a sugar cookie? You don't want to make a sugar cookie?
No.
Oh, I
Here's
thought you
the
were
thing.
looking up a recipe.
I don't make sugar cookies. I make sugar cookie bars.
Which are you honestly that maple
so
brown
good.
butter that
Oh,
you make in
those
the
too.
fall? You
No,
didn't make that
I
this
make-
year. Not for
I did
me.
make it this year.
You didn't give it to me.
When did I make it then?
Because normally Stephanie's so nice. She knows how much I love her brown butter maple bars.
Oh, I made them for Thanksgiving, and I
Oh.
took them to Thanksgiving. That's why they didn't get. He's alive. He said it
I'm
again.
alive. Just got a little bit of a zappy
No,
zap.
I make sugar cookie bars, which are like
Gorge.
so
With
delicious.
like a funfetti, like a sprinkles and stuff.
Sprinkle
God, that's
frosting.
so
It's so good. And here's the thing. I don't like a sugar cookie that's too sweet. I need it to be a salty cookie
Yeah.
so that the buttercream isn't like
Agreed.
too sweet.
Balance.
And the buttercream can't taste like powdered sugar.
Oh, agreed.
And so I was doing
Wait,
the
Mandy,
research.
if you're listening to this, could you please send us a sugar cookie recipe that you really like? Hearing that we like it to be saltier and not like because
And if it's in your cookbook,
Mandy's
we will buy
buttercream
it.
is phenomenal.
Yeah, no, her buttercream is
her
so
and her
good.
chocolate fudge buttercream.
I just don't
that she
like
does.
buttercream that's like so sweet. Like, you know when you take a bite of a sugar
It's
cookie and your
cloyingly sweet.
mouth,
Agreed.
like your mouth,
But
like
you know, she
puckers?
also uses a lot of the time. She uses Mexican vanilla.
Mexican
and I think
vanilla,
that helps.
And here's a secret for you guys: adding acid into your buttercream. So you need to add like lemon juice, or if I don't have a lemon or lime, we'll do like the true lime packets, and I'll add lime juice into my buttercream.
Mandy, please, please, please. We really should have Baking with Blondie. And if you guys aren't following Baking with Blondie, she is a wizard. She also is
she's
doing
a part
her.
of our lore.
She's absolutely part of our lore. But she right now is starting to do her like Valentine's Day cakes.
Oh,
and what
they're
I'm
so
loving is
pretty.
that she's doing cakes in a 9x13. Like she just did a red velvety poke cake.
And you know what?
9x13,
you.
everybody can do that. It's manageable, it's delicious, and it's also still like the content of the cake is really good.
We used to do that growing up. It was called like a tacky cake or something like that. And you would do the cake in the pan. So you put all of the ingredients in the pan, and then you make wells in the pan.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
And pour it
Sorry.
in. I know it's like a 9
she does
by
like a
13.
batter in that,
Oh,
and then
I
she
know.
did like pokes it. Okay, yeah.
But
yeah.
we would do 9 by 13 cakes as a kid for our birthdays, which was a tacky cake.
Oh, I love it.
And it was like in the wells, you would put like 2 eggs, oil, water. But it was like a cake
And you just
mix.
like mix it in there. I kind of love that, and I actually really love that Mandy makes her cakes
It's so
super accessible to be like,
yes.
okay, great. I have a box cake, and I have sour cream, and I can get buttercream, not buttercream, buttermilk, and I feel like I'm making a really like unctuous dessert. Gosh, that actually sounds delish.
Also, you know
I
how
have her
much easier
cookbook,
it is?
but I wish it was hard. I don't think I have a paperback of
yeah,
her
hardcover.
first Cake Confidence. I think that's what the book's called. I want a hardcover. Mandy, do you have a hardcover? I listen.
Mandy?
I pause. Mandy.
Mandy, are you listening?
Louder, sweetie, for those of us in the back.
Nessa.
Nessa, I got something to confess.
Mandy.
Bach.
Mandy.
Bach.
Mandy. We are unhinged today.
We are not well.
Anyway, Local Cookie Co. You should check it out.
Okay, Local
because their
Cookie
sugar
Co.
cookie
was good.
so good. Although I think the frosting was like a little too sweet for me.
Okay, but you know what's so good is that I've really been working on my budget, so that's why I made cookies. Is because I was like, oh, I'm not going to pay $18.99 for cookies to get delivered
No, see the problem
and have
is,
to do a
though-
tip or whatever else, and to be like, oh, okay, great, I have all the ingredients to make cookies. I'll just make cookies.
Excuse me. I told Traven I was going to make the sugar cookie bars, and he's like, you can't make the sugar cookie bars because you don't have work tomorrow. And if you can't take the sugar cookie bars into work tomorrow, we will eat all of the
What are you
sugar
going to
cookie
do for
bars.
Martin Luther King Day?
What?
What are you going to do to celebrate? Are you doing anything fun?
Yeah, I'm going to color me mine.
Fun.
With my friend Talia.
And Talia. I have Color Me Mine bowls. Like, I only make cereal bowls when I'm there.
I did a vase last time I was there. Or like a pitcher, and it was
Charlotte
very gorgeous.
is actually a really good ceramics. She made me for Christmas a little trinket bowl, and I have it on my.
And then she told me about the candle.
So when we were doing a TikTok, Charlotte broke a candle. Like, she full blown just backed into, and it was a brand new anthro candle. Sorry, Whitney, if you're listening.
$84.
It was a gift from Whitney. Yeah. Like, just I was so sad about it, and it broke. And did you tell you how well I handled it?
Not well.
No, I handled it so well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, so she must have not told you.
No, she did, because she told me the note that she added with the candle.
So that she gave me a candle, because I was like,
that's why I assumed you didn't handle it well.
This is not okay. This was really not, it was an accident. I get that, but you were just being crazy making this film. So, but then they gave me Dad's Last Nerve candle, and that's in my office too.
She goes, the note with it is Dad's Last Nerve candle. Oh, look, it's on fire.
Yes.
And I'm like,
oh, no, it says, oh, look, everything's on fire.
That is so funny.
She's
funny. Hysterical.
Yeah, no, she's so witty. Oliver and her are both I'm really, really proud. Like, I really want to raise good kids, but I mostly want to raise funny kids.
Oh my gosh.
Like, the world needs comedy. We were saying this when
Bailey's funny. I'm like,
oh no, I was telling Cassie when I was driving here, because I was supposed to clean out my storage unit. Mm-hmm. Today was my last day. Guess who's paying another month for the storage unit on account of I went there thinking, I could do something. Absolutely not. Yeah. And I was going to just store stuff at Cassie's place because it's really close to the storage unit. And so I'd called her, and then I was telling her about TikTok coming back on, and that Mr. Beast has made an offer to purchase TikTok. Mm-hmm. And she was like, what is Mr. Beast famous for? And I was like, I think YouTube. And she was like, why did we go into healthcare and the law? Like, that's not lucrative at all. And I was like, I know. Why are we trying to help people? We should just make them laugh.
Make them laugh. Make
razzle
them laugh.
Dazzle.
Don't you know everyone wants to laugh?
I didn't go to church today, but I did one of my 3 GBs, which is I watched Conclave, which is the movie with Voldemort and Julia Child's husband.
Fiennes?
Yeah. And Stanley Tucci. Ralph Fiennes. Yeah, I think so.
Something like that.
And it's like the Pope. They're like picking a new Pope.
Oh, okay.
Okay, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, because this is a big spoiler.
Yeah.
It turns out the Pope that they end up picking is a hermaphrodite. That's like the twist at the end, is that he was going to go to a clinic and have his ovaries and uterus taken out.
Whoa.
But he presents as a man. And so then it was like, should we allow him to be the Pope? Because you can't have a female Pope, but is he really? But like, that was like the provocative kind of thought. So very, very, very well done. Yeah. Super intense, and it's free on Peacock.
Cool.
So that's one of my 3 GBs.
I love Peacock. Peacock is my favorite streaming service right now.
Same. Peacock, love.
Killing the game. Sponsor
Peacock,
our podcast.
I ended up having to buy RuPaul season 17 because it's not anywhere. Oh my gosh, if I have to sneeze, you're going to actually see a tear. Okay.
I haven't watched any RuPaul Drag Race for like the last few seasons because I just can't find it anywhere. It's so inaccessible.
Yeah, you have to do World of Wonder for anything.
It used
other
to be
than
on Paramount, but it's not anymore.
Nope. But RuPaul season 17, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, the queens are like doing the most, and they did a really fun thing where they brought back a ton of different queens, like legendary queens, like Trinity the Tuck and whatever else for the first episode. And they were in like a squirrel games, like Squid Games, except they had all the queens competing. And so then all of them get pies to the face. Like that's how they die, like in the red light, green light. And then only the queens that made the show were the ones that made it to the end. So that was pretty good. I did like that. And then, like I said, we have started Yellowstone because we finished Landman, Tulsa King, Lionesses, like all of the shows. I still need to watch Mayor of Kingstown. But have you watched Yellowstone?
Yes, up till I think the very last season.
Okay.
Because there was all that drama with Kevin Costner coming back.
Which character does he not get along with?
Taylor Sheridan.
Oh, so it was the showrunner.
Yeah.
And Kevin Costner did not get along.
Which Taylor Sheridan doesn't get along with a lot of them.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How come?
Yeah, because I haven't watched it in a while. Who is Beth? Beth and
Rip.
Rip. Sorry. It just like was compulsory.
That is like one of those words that will only it'll only be Rip.
Rip.
And then Adele Dazeem.
I don't give a rip.
Idina Menzel will always be Adele Dazeem.
Okay, Rip started a coffee company, and Taylor Sheridan sued him because he said the logo was too close to like the Taylor Sheridan.
Oh, really?
Whatever logo.
That makes me sad because I really like Taylor Sheridan.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like him as a person, but I guess. But
like
I don't have the jury's out, but the shows are phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So I love Yellowstone.
No, I loved Yellowstone, but mostly like the characters were so likable outside of the show. It's a little bit too much drama for me.
Oh.
Like I need like comedic relief. I need like
that's one thing I will say Tulsa King does a really good job at is like Sylvester Stallone is just so charming that he was like really fun and funny.
I went on a whole thing with Traven last week about Sylvester Stallone because he was like, oh yeah, he's in this new show Tulsa King, apparently it's good. And he mentioned something about Rocky. I watched Rocky as an adult.
You told me this. I think you said this like, last week on.
You watch Rocky and then you do. And he's like, "That's not." I'm like, and then Traven starts doing a Rocky voice, and I'm like, I sound more like him than you do, which is just like,
wait,
oh
do it
yeah,
again.
Yeah. And he's like,
the most like knuckle
like,
draggy voice ever.
You literally can't understand him in Rocky. Go back, I dare you, and watch it without subtitles. It's insane that this is like an extremely classic movie and we can't understand a word of what this man is saying. It's nuts. This is like my hard take. I know that this is crazy, but Rocky sucks because you can't understand a word that he's saying. Period. I will not be taking questions, comments, or concerns. This is...
She said what she said.
Yeah, and Traven and I in the kitchen for like 10 minutes, I was doing like, oh, and you gotta get back up and then
TikTok's back on.
I did get a TikTok back.
I just got this notification. I'm going to put it on our story because TikTok is back up.
I saw a video of a guy being like, Americans coming back to TikTok is like when you're in the club and you see that one friend and they're like down and out, they're running to the bathroom to go puke, and you're like worried, like, are we all gonna have to go home? Like, the vibes are so good. Can we leave them? What should we do? And they come out like resurrected after they just vomited, and like we can still keep clubbing. And I was like, you guys. I also saw a comment that was like, Americans being off of TikTok is like when the loud kids don't come to school.
We were only off for 24 hours, and who knows exactly what's going to happen. I know that like it's coming back on temporarily, and there's going to potentially be an executive order, but he's not even been sworn in yet. And so who knows what's going to happen, but I love the journey for us.
No, and I loved the drama.
Oh, the drama
like,
of it all.
I was living for the
Michaela, the makeup girl, when she was like, I can't believe. And I was saying to Steven, like, think of like Molly.
Yes.
Huge following.
Yes.
It's been so seismic for her family, to have all that income and the opportunities, and that is she has 1 million plus on Instagram. But still, it's a huge. That was a huge
stream of income for them,
for a lot of people, and so I'm just glad it's back on.
No,
I really hope that we're able to figure out a way for it to stay on. I don't know if it will be, because even if it divests, I think the problem is I don't think it can be unlinked from Brink or whatever the parent company is, or Byte. Yeah. But we'll have to see. In any event, I'm here for the roller coaster.
Personally, I'm not. We're in the first story. If you haven't.
No. Do your 3 GBs, because the first story you didn't really have a link. I think we were just going to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. My GB is I read a book called Lies on Weddings. It's by the same author of what is it called? Crazy Rich Asians.
Oh, okay, great.
And
same vibe.
Same vibes. Super wealthy Asians.
Okay, cool.
Those are the vibes.
Not what I was getting at, but love.
Well, it's literally the name of the first book he wrote, Crazy Rich Asians. So, the people watching on
Wait,
YouTube
are you laughing? You are so mean.
No,
I'm like
literally,
having to like breathe through
it's
some.
so distracting.
I'm so sorry. Well, look at the camera then.
I'll be like, it's the crazy, and you're like,
You guys, we did this for you because we love you, and I mostly did this so I could hang out and hang out with Stephanie.
and be bullied by me.
But this is a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm gonna look at the camera.
Okay, no, it's okay.
I
Try
read this
now.
book, Lies and Weddings.
So is it about Crazy Rich Asians?
Crazy Rich Asians. And weddings.
I'm trying hard to. Now
It's
all I'm
about
looking at is
Crazy
just
Rich
us.
Asians and
Wait, just look
weddings.
at me, the big me, and tell me.
Okay. It's a little scary. He's a spooky.
Because when I recorded Brittany's reaction to the engagement announcement, it has us
That
on
in the
there.
background.
Someone wrote me, was like, so we finally saw the giant poster of you and Stephanie.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally,
So it was really-
it happened to me.
Fun on my face.
Okay. Anyway, I read that book. Here's what you should know. The mom in the book is insufferable, and she stays insufferable the entire time.
But that was same Crazy Rich Asians.
No,
She was
this mom
insufferable
is
the entire time.
Worse.
Gosh,
She
I
is
should watch
so much
Crazy Rich
worse.
Asians. That was a really, really good
no,
movie.
It's phenomenal.
Think about, that's John Manchu. Right? Didn't he direct it?
I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, he did. Is his name John Manchu?
Oh, shoot. Did I just do something racist? I didn't mean to. I swear that's his name. Who directed Crazy Rich Asians?
I thought it was just John M. Chu.
What did I say? John Manchu? Okay, it's John M. Chu. But why is Matt... Wait.
It's okay. You did that last week, too.
No, Jonathan Murray Chu. Wait, what did I say wrong last week?
You said John Manchu.
Why did I think that was his name? His
'Cause
name
it's
is
John
Jonathan
M. Chu.
Murray Chu.
He
Murray.
goes by John M. Chu.
But
But you're
when
saying
you say...
John Manchu.
Okay. To be fair...
Okay,
I'm more
anyway,
pretty
so-
than I am smart.
Yes. No, you're very smart.
Well, I'm also really pretty. Okay, hurry and do your other one.
Okay. What was the other one?
The other one that you have on
Real
here
Housewives of Salt Lake
is-
City. I think it was
yes.
what it was. Oh,
You finally
Incredible
got caught up.
Season, no notes.
When I tell you that you wrote me the most, you wrote it to me the best way, which was these women showed up to work.
Yep.
I think that is what the other housewives need to learn from Salt Lake City. They know they're putting on a show. They know that they are sure. Like, let's be real. Are we being real in this podcast? We'd be like, this is the real podcast of Chase and Stephanie. We'd be like, isn't it produced? Well, yeah, of course. We know that we're being recorded. We know that we have stories a little bit. We know like this is our job.
Yeah.
It's real. It's not scripted.
No.
But it's still produced. And so
No,
when
we're
people
silly.
are like,
We're like extreme. We're
and this isn't how we are
saying crazy
every
things.
single minute of every single day. Like
No,
we're
but we'd stay
dynamic.
this funny
That's what I'm,
always.
yeah, but I'm just saying like we're dynamic. So there's lots of different sides of
Exactly.
us. What we choose to present on any given episode is like, you know, like we don't share everything.
Yeah.
We're prudent in certain things that we do or don't. If we don't want to get into politics or if we don't want to talk about some personal stuff,
Totally.
like, and so when people want to come at Housewives and like that's so fake, I'm like, right, because they're producing a show.
Right.
I don't care. I'm not like, I want the inner, because if I knew there was a camera, if these giant lights were cameras attached to it, I would be living a very, you couldn't help that. And so this idea of like, I'm just trying to be authentic. No. That's not what we're actually after. And that isn't what the shows are missing. What the other housewife shows I really do think are missing is that they're forgetting they're putting on a show.
Yeah.
They're trying so hard to manufacture their life to be presented a certain way instead of thinking we need it to be a show. So do I think that Heather Gay in asking everybody
actually thought it was a good idea?
Yeah, did I really think so just to catch everyone up, at the finale, they're in Mexico and Heather Gay says, I think in order for us to really move on and have clean slates, everybody needs to, this is like so wild. Everybody needs to go into their phone and find the worst thing they've said about somebody else at this table and then give it to them to read out loud.
Yeah.
I would never.
No.
Ever. Unless I was making a TV show.
Yep.
Like if I was making a TV show, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I came to work. And that is what the Salt Lake City women are doing. They are making a TV show that is extremely successful because they know they're making a TV show. They're not being so guarded and being like, oh, the cameras, oh, get out of here.
Yeah, and some of them
like,
chose ones that were like a little bit more critical, and some chose ones that were just mean and cruel. But like, is that a terrible idea to do with your actual friend group? Yes, 100%. But for a show, I'm entertained.
No, for a show, I'm totally entertained. And
I have a question for you about housewives in general.
Okay.
Because Traven was like, oh, this girl got so mad that somebody brought up her husband. But like, from what I've secondhand absorbed from watching with you this season, is that everybody's husbands get talked about. And I'm like, yeah, totally. You are correct. But I said to him, I think offline, some franchises have had conversations like, these are the things we are absolutely not bringing up.
Agreed.
And that's why they never get mentioned. Like OC, besides this new girl, what's her face? The one that Tamara always fights with.
Jen.
Yeah, besides Jen, but they're not technically a husband.
Right.
The husbands don't get brought up.
In OC?
In OC.
Yeah, they do.
But not
Eddie,
in a way like
Shane, Travis, with Gina and Travis.
But that they bring to the table. Like boyfriends get brought up.
Yeah.
Husbands do not. Like people don't say things about Terry.
That's true.
And people haven't said things about Eddie for a very long time. Yeah. But I think that there is very much like unwritten rules on some franchises, and that's why also that when they do get brought up,
it's like you violated the rule.
They go, we don't talk about this.
Right. I feel like there's a general understanding that like they're not bringing up children. Like kids are off limits. Everybody basically
unless you're
agrees.
Erica.
That's true.
How much does a package of Denise Richards cost?
I know. Oh my gosh.
Which one costs more?
That is a scene. Yes, I was just telling my sister Chelsea that she needs to start Real Housewives from the very beginning. That I think that would be
when
really
people
interesting.
ask you which franchise to start, if they're like done with Real Housewives, which one do you recommend?
Beverly Hills. If I'm like, if they're done, meaning if they're just starting.
If they're like, I need to start a new Real Housewives franchise, which one should I go to?
Oh. Gosh, I want to say Miami. Well, obviously I say Salt Lake, but I would say Miami reboot. Reboot Miami is top tier. Yeah.
That's
but
well,
you know
also
what,
because if you ask somebody to start Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, it's like you got what 15 seasons to go through,
but opposed to 3
versus like 3 or 4 of Miami.
With the reboot, yeah.
And if you like Miami, then I can get you into another one.
Yeah.
But if you don't like Miami, I'm not sending you to Atlanta.
Yeah, because Miami has money, fashion, drama. They're beautiful, they're powerful, but they're also like willing to be silly. They poke fun at themselves, and it's a really, really dynamic cast. They have like, I mean, think about the difference between like Adriana and then like Nicole or Leah
or
and
Larsa
Pippen, you know. But the other one I would say is Ultimate Girls Trip.
Yeah,
like if you can get into kind of that vibe, and then you get to get a flavor of each of the different kind of characters there. I think I hope that they bring back Ultimate Girls Trip. I know that the Caroline and Brandy of it all really put a damper on things, but I think it's an area where when like we just finished the season finale of Salt Lake, we have the season finale of New York City next week. And then Beverly Hills is, I think, to me, off to a little bit of a slow start. I don't think it's capitalizing on the momentum just because Salt Lake City was so good.
Of New York.
It's pretty good. I think they're really trying to make it. I know you have a story here, so we could save conversation on that. But when we have that sort of lull, because we're going to be finishing up Potomac, and then we're going to be kind of getting into Beverly Hills. I haven't watched
Potomac this season.
But I'm saying I'd be really cool to be like, actually, to get you through kind of February, the month of love, we've got 6 episodes of another Ultimate Girls Trip. Like, I don't know how expensive that is. I don't know whatever, but there's a huge market.
It was so good.
That was my comfort show this holiday season.
It's so good.
All right, let's get into a couple of quick stories. We did just talk about TikTok being shut down. Honestly, we don't have enough data right now. I will say that I did end up reading the majority of the opinion from the Supreme Court while I was just like down. And then it'll be interesting to see what happens. It should be this week once President Trump takes office. Then he'll be able to issue the executive order. It's so interesting that TikTok came back on. Now, Congress did say, and President Biden, in leaving the office, did say that they wouldn't be prosecuting or issue any of the fines to TikTok like they had done.
He didn't extend the 90
He didn't extend it
because Trump was coming in. So
right, and so but Trump couldn't give the executive order because he hasn't taken office yet.
It seems like they're doing it in good faith.
They're doing it in good faith, and that to me says there's a buyer. That says to me, hang on a second.
There's a buyer. There's backdoor deals.
Yes, there's something happening.
There's a buyer. They've been in.
This is very House of Cards.
Yep.
Something's.
There's a back line.
There's a
the call is
hello.
Coming from
the call is
the
on a
house.
red phone.
Yeah.
Hello, ring, and then they have to do a little
Burner
dance
phone.
to open it. Yeah.
They do the renegade.
It is kind of crazy. Okay, but I have a thought. I have a question. What would you say is one of your top discoveries from TikTok? So like you wouldn't have known this person except for TikTok, and I have two that I think I'm excited to keep. One, Mama Top. I did not know Mama Top before TikTok.
Yeah, no.
And every now and then when I just need like an actual, like an internet hug, I will go on to Mama Top and let her sit with me.
I have two.
And then the other one is Sydney, the singer, who I just adore. She's the one I've sent you. We're going to use one of her versions of a song for our wedding.
Yes.
Her voice and talent just like
fills your soul.
Sweet music to my soul.
I have two.
Okay, who are you two?
My two comfort creators.
Oh, also Michaela would be my third. Because I just love. Is she one of yours?
She isn't.
Okay,
but she's a good one.
She'll be my third.
Okay, my first one is Blake Silva. He is a Disney content creator.
Oh yes.
Who loves Winnie the Pooh.
Yes, you showed me.
I will never skip one of his videos. He is just so warm and lovely.
And good.
And every single one of his videos, he is joy.
Yes,
like,
agreed.
And if he's not, he's still just like, I can do this. And like, just gets love him. My other one is like a totally random, obscure one. It's this girl. I think her hashtag or username is glow with the flow or something like that.
Okay.
She is a teacher in Philadelphia who makes like drinks and recipes in the morning. And she has like, she'll use random cups. She'll use random, I don't know what it is about her, but she'll tell stories as she's making her coffee in the morning. I am actually obsessed with her.
Now, what's been your favorite TikTok purchase? Something you've purchased from TikTok?
African net sponge.
I literally have both of those.
Shout out to your girl.
Literally.
Shout out to your girl. It's so
Wait, to which girl?
Good. Whoever sold them.
Oh, I was like, wait, did I send that to you?
No.
We have them in our bathroom as well. That's what we have in our thing.
So much better
than absolute best than a loofah. So it's like
but
a long.
So exfoliating. You can use it on your back because they're so
because
long.
It's super long.
And then you can, and it's like, I don't know what about it.
And here's my problem about a loofah. It never fully gets de-soaped.
Uh-huh.
I always just feel like it's like soapy soap. With the net, I can just actually watch it completely rinse, and then I put it on my little thing.
No, it's African net sponge.
My shower experiences right now are premium because I have the little thing that holds my phone, and then I have the African things. Then
that holds your phone. Send a link.
Oh, honey, it seals and it amplifies the sound. It turns my bathroom, my shower, into like a full-fledged movie theater.
Sometimes I literally just don't. This is like so crazy chaotic of me, but I'm like, sometimes I will want to listen to music, but sometimes I want to listen to my book, but I can't bring my phone into my shower.
I will send you this right now.
Yeah, send me a link.
Now that I can get back into TikTok.
I also purchased Q-less for my dad, which is kind of like a little for Christmas. It's kind of like a little Scrabble game. This old man invented it.
Okay.
But it's like you have 12 dice. Half of them are vowels. And then you just like roll all of the dice. And you have to try and crossword them and make words with just like the amount of dice that you have and the letters you rolled. And my dad's like very much a word game. Dominates in Scrabble. So anyway, I got that for him. What else have I purchased on TikTok Shop?
Oh, XO Marshmallow has been a real big. I've just going through my TikTok orders. I apparently have bought a lot from them. My mom loves marshmallows, so I did that for her surgeries.
I haven't bought a ton on TikTok, if I'm being honest.
You know I have because every now and then
I'll
forget that I'm on either mine.
Oh,
or
our
I'll
Eras
be on.
Tour sweatshirts, the ghost ones.
Oh, that is from TikTok Shop. That's right. Okay, let me
Those
just
were
go
cuties.
in and go through here because it may be on. Yes, this is more of the one when I bought like a whole bunch of random stuff. Okay, so it was called, and it's this, a 360 rotating phone holder. And it puts your phone
Bruh,
in.
send me a link.
It's also so you can swipe, so you can do TikTok in the shower.
Send me a link.
I'm going to,
Also,
it's $2.52.
do you
I'm
want to
buying
hear
it
some
for you.
like
I'm not even sending it
diabolical
on the
things
link.
that Traven did this week to me? We're sitting at the dinner table. Sometimes Traven told me that he will play music at the dinner table if I'm chewing loudly, which like, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. He's like, I don't want you to get self-conscious. And I'm like, I'm not. You have a problem with me chewing, not me. Anyway, he puts music on while we're sitting there eating dinner. And he's like, I'm wrapping up my food essentially, but still like singing. And he puts Taylor Swift on.
Okay,
And I'm like singing, blah, blah, blah. And then he puts on Cornelia Street from Lover. And I'm like, oh, I love Lover. Like it just is an album that I love so many of the songs on it. He goes, yeah, I actually think like she hasn't written anything as good as Lover since. And I was like, huh?
So he chose violence.
No, I literally was like, what about Folklore? What about Evermore? What about TTBD? What about Midnights? What about Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda? What about Peace? What about Willow? And then I started putting on these songs and getting aggressive.
Maybe,
and I'm like,
maybe not Stable of You, but okay.
Well, we already discussed.
True.
And then I go, what about Mastermind? What if I told you I'm a mastermind? It's only Machiavellian because I care. And he goes, yeah, no, I was just seeing if you had enough energy to tidy up the room with me upstairs, and it looks like you're good.
You're like, damn it.
And I was like,
I fell for it.
What? And he goes, what if I told you I'm the mastermind? And I was like, am I attracted to this?
Oh, Shane, if you're watching, I just went into our Instagram because Stephanie and I share. I don't always see when the message is in there. I see that you gave me your email address for that thing that you asked me to send you, and I just didn't realize it. So that was December 17th. Sorry about that, Shane. I will send it to you this week.
Shane, we will get that to you.
Okay. A couple of stories. These are just kind of highlights from the week because everything's on fire. And I mean our lives and California. Oh, and my back. I'm so sorry, you guys. It's probably so annoying. Okay. But the Home Alone mansion sold for $5.5 million.
Honestly, would you buy a house that's a spectacle like that?
Yeah, I was just going to ask. So I don't think I would.
I don't think I would either.
And I know that because the seller, the Breaking Bad home sold for several $1 million. It's like a podunk in
here's the thing.
New Mexico.
The crowd that you're getting to the Home Alone house is not the crowd you're getting to the Breaking Bad
fully,
house.
but I'm saying the spectacle of it all, like the Goonies house, for example.
Yeah.
I've visited there. It got bought. It's now like private. They have to have all these signs up. No, this is not open to the public.
Yeah.
Like you really have to have a lot of deterrence. But the home is stunning.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's no wonder McAllisters could afford to send their entire family to Europe.
Beautiful neighborhood.
Yeah, that's part of the thing is that it's in it's in Illinois and
it's like West Lakes or something like that.
No, in Winnetka, Winnetka, and it sold for over $5.5 million, which is just
but it's been
so
on the market
crazy.
for 9 months.
Yes.
Which again, it's like it's a spectacle house.
Yep.
I think I'd be way less likely to drive by that house versus like the Breaking Bad house, though.
Yeah, that's true because the house, while important and interesting, it's not. I mean, it's somewhat recognizable, but like if you were to close your eyes, I guess like you could kind of see it. I only see it now because I just saw it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I would buy a spectacle
My
home.
advice: don't buy a spec home.
Yeah, advice. But what else would they do with it? But $5.5 million just seems like insane. I wonder what the homes
my advice to
adjacent
my friends would be not to buy it, but somebody else, please buy it.
Please buy it and then let me come and hang out there. I did see that the castle in Traders is eligible for you to rent for a weekend for a game of Traders. That they're creating a thing there, and I'm not one for like.
You watch Traders, are you not like I would be so much better at this game than they are?
No, I said to Steven, I was like, should we do that for our honeymoon? Like that'd be a sleigh.
That would be so fun. But
he was like, no, we'd have to bring everyone. Have to be like a pre-wedding.
Yeah.
Or like with all our family and friends. Okay. Spencer Pratt earned $24,000 in 1 week amid the LA fires thanks to TikTok, which is like so crazy. So Spencer really has emerged as like
The
on the
hero.
ground correspondent
Hero
for
is
the
a strong word
fires.
to
Yeah,
use in
hero is a
reference
little
to
generous.
LA
I think
fires.
he's just like the source. Like a
The
lot
social
of places.
media hero.
Yeah.
Mostly also I use the word hero because like he has been doing the way that if you go to his TikTok right now, he has probably posted, I don't know, 2,000 times since his house burned down.
Yeah.
And most of that posting is to promote his wife's music.
Which has been, that's her Superficial. It's her 2010 pop album Superficial. Because it's the 15th anniversary for that. And this is the article. Says, once considered a misstep for the couple's bank account, they notoriously poured $2 million into this production and promotion. The album is now experiencing a massive surge in streams, climbing up the iTunes chart. So that is like, I really think that your person's champion. Like, if you can make it about you, fine. But if you can make it about someone else that you care about, even better.
Here's the thing. And this is something that like my friends know this about Traven. I could text Traven right now and be like, this woman just cut me off. And he'd be like, oh my gosh, you should murder her. Like, this is the like ultimate to me. Stand by your person.
Yes.
Support them through everything. Like, believe
and
in them.
Good
with
job
100%.
for Heidi, because Heidi stuck by Spencer, and Spencer was not like the most lovable guy. Like he
was
totally
not
had
beloved.
And Heidi was like, cool, I'm sticking by him.
No, they are meant to be together.
Yes. And so I think that that's a good relationship advice is stay your person's champion despite the noise around.
Yeah. And I also think for me, like part of the advice is like when you have loss, not even when you have nothing like they have, like make something of it. This is like the ultimate lemons into lemonade into franchising a lemonade stand.
Yeah,
like,
fully.
He is a salesman. He is doing everything. Like I saw him an interview on TMZ where he's like, there's just something powerful about knowing that you have nothing and what that does to your drive.
Bethany was talking about that. Bethany Frankel was talking about that on a live. And I actually think she was doing the live with Spencer and Alex Earl when TikTok actually got banned. It was like during their live that it got banned. But she was talking about that and saying like, hey, figuring out what matters to you and what do you do. And, you know, because of her Be Strong organization, she has been on the front lines for a lot of disaster relief. And she said it really does speak to when life absolutely is crushing down on you, it either makes diamonds or it makes sawdust. Like either you turn to ash, or from that pressure and that craziness, something beautiful is born. And I think that there's some really cool stories, and I think we're going to see, I by no means do we want it to appear like we're minimizing the devastation.
No.
We know that obviously Spencer Pratt is an anomaly here because of his status and blah blah blah, all the things we're supposed to say, so none of you people want to say we're not PC, but it will be interesting to see what ends up kind of happening. All right. This, I'm so glad that you picked this as a story because I saw it on social as well, and it's insane because I think people that love Pokemon as adults are insane. I think you guys need a hobby that involves the outdoors more than like Pokemon Go. Like, I
mean, Pokemon Go does get you outdoors.
Yeah, but
it creates this chaos. Then they turn it create it into a geomapping app.
Yes. So what? Literally. So what ends up happening in Los Angeles? Like, let's be honest, LA is not doing well. So it kind of makes sense that this would be the scene of the crime.
They're on what I'm on.
Also, and a Costco is even more like the scene of the crime.
It was probably on a Saturday.
Chaos at the Los Angeles Costco, where adults were fighting over boxes of Pokemon cards. The mayhem is absolutely caught on film, as it is. They are physically fighting each other over Pokemon cards. Now, these aren't like teens. These aren't also people that I think have children. They all look like virgins. They are fighting over these Pokemon cards as though it is toilet paper during COVID.
And you know what? My hot take?
Gotta catch them all.
Bring back Black Friday fights. My hot take is I haven't seen somebody want something
TikTok.
this bad since 2011 Black
Yes.
Friday. I am into it.
Okay, so the Walters Premium Pokemon Collection is for between $120 and $150 online, but Costco is selling them for under $60. So there's honestly where it's like these aren't all Pokemon addicts or avid fans. These are people that are reselling. So they're going to buy everything out of Costco, because if you're going to be able to then double, so you can sell each of them for $60 to $80 to make that money back, or $60 to $90 if it gets up to $150. That's like an insane markup. And so people are obviously doing this to make money. And money makes people crazy, but also thank you to people filming this.
Yeah,
I told you that
boots on the ground.
You'll remember a couple of months ago, I was saying that one of my 3GBs was Fight Talk, because I was on Fight Talk and on Fight Twitter.
I forgot about that.
And when I tell you that these people were listening, our reach can't be understated. These people that were filming at Costco were remembering things that we asked. The commentary is great. The camera angle is great. The zooming in, amazing. Thank you for helping to tell this story. Please, you guys, I don't need you to break up a fight. I need you to film it, and I need you to give commentary.
Boots on the ground.
I need that. That's the
Boots
Spencer
on the
Pratt
ground.
of it.
Make sure that your camera is focused on the right
we don't want a
fight.
thumb. We don't want
keep switching angles.
No.
I need you to stay on the group. I will tell you, in regards to your Fight Talk, it was bleak this morning on Reels, so I jumped to YouTube Shorts.
Whoa, that is bleak.
I was in road rage shorts.
Oh, yes.
And I was like, I can't drive anymore.
You're like, humanity is not well. Yeah.
Truly. So I feel your pain.
Okay, now speaking of housewives, a legend of New York, which is why I'm so sad that you're not watching New York City, because you really can't appreciate how iconic Jenna Lyons is.
I know, I need to get
because
on it.
She is so. For those of you that don't know, Jenna Lyons was the former head of J. Crew, and then when she was outed as being a lesbian, then she lost her job, and she's kind of like a fixture in the New York socialite scene, because her style and her, I would say, aesthetic, but really it's her taste level is top tier. She is in a lot of ways Devil Wears Prada. She's in the room deciding cerulean blue is what everyone's gonna end up wearing. And so she her first reunion wore jeans to the reunion. The first time any housewife had shown up to, and keep in mind, we're talking about some of these shows have been on for 16, 17 years. I mean, Beverly Hills is...
you go to Atlanta, they're literally dressed like pageant queens.
Fully. I mean, Salt Lake City, they're dressed like they're going to prom. Everybody has, a vibe. And New York City has always been really edgy because it's one of the fashion capitals of the world. So last season, she wore...
dressed in designer, but a little bit cool.
Yeah. I'm pushing the envelope and helping to expand. And, the new cast is really doing that way more than the old New York cast ever did. Because Giovanni was really what everyone was wearing. Giovanni. Only true housewife fanatics will know that reference and appreciate it. But Jenna Lyons showed up to the season 2, her second season. Now, she has a reference point from an artist who had done this look in white. And so she got permission to duplicate the look. She's wearing a $4,000 bathrobe and then $150,000+ worth of diamonds. She has her hair up in a towel. And she's got heels on and diamonds, and she's just in a bathrobe, and sunglasses. Just in a bathrobe. Yes, she confirms. Absolutely taking it to the nth, just in a bathrobe. I could not love her more.
No, it was so iconic.
It was iconic.
Nothing has made me want to watch Real Housewives of New York more than her showing up. In a bathrobe and her hair in a coiffed towel. I mean, obviously it's very this is a $4,000
The only
bathrobe.
problem is, did you see who the designer was for the bathrobe?
Balenciaga, probably. Yeah.
So, and she's wearing Louboutins, heels that are gorge. Obviously, you know how we feel about Balenciaga in this house. We do not stan, but we stan the look. there that she did. And so I just think, and she said it this way, which is what my advice is, because I love this. She says, I wanted to do something unexpected and playful. I can't compete in the sexy dress category, so I made my own.
Yeah.
That is the best piece of advice, as you are like owning your own individual style and not worrying about comparison. Like they say, it's the thief of joy. My mom reminds me of that all the time. And so being like, I'm not going to compete in that space. I'm going to create this space where I feel the most comfortable, and then I excel.
And you know what, too? Like, you know who I think could have done this? And I would have just as much been like, I'm obsessed? Meredith Marks.
Yeah, because that's her kind of brand.
Yes.
I'm a bath brand.
Like, that's so sick. Like, it's cool, whoever does it.
Yeah.
But, like, I would have loved that, like something like that from her. And instead she wears like
Mother of the Bride, 7 years old.
Like she wears Golden Girls dresses. And
Salt Lake City, the reunion looks were not great. I know that like,
never
I know
great.
Angie was wearing Oscar de la Renta, and I know that Bronwyn was wearing a Met look from what Carly Kloss, I think, had worn at the Met a couple of years ago. Like, okay, fine. They're bringing some fashions, but there's very different. Like the New York queens really do have fashion down. I mean, but Sai Silva is an actual influencer.
Bronwyn didn't wear Christian Siriano.
Yeah, me too, because of their friendship. Yeah, that was a real kind of missed. And one thing I did hear, which makes me sad because I really love Bronwyn, is all the cast went out to eat after the reunion except Bronwyn. So I'm really sad about that. But our advice on that is find your own personal style and be totally cool with it.
Yeah.
Like I get that. I'm pretty sure Lisa Barlow was wearing Loewe. And it was like everyone was kind of hating on it, and she was like, I loved how I looked. Yeah. Like you got to stay in that space.
Yeah.
And I'm buying clothes, Luke's, for our cruise, because I've lost weight, so I don't have a lot of short sleeve clothes at work. And I was saying to Steven, it is kind of like fun to be like, actually I like wearing clothes that are a little bit more off the beaten path, so to speak.
Agreed.
I like having a little bit of a little style lens.
Yeah.
All right, our last story comes to us from people. This came up on my screen. I'd moved past it, and then I actually came back to it earlier in the week when I was just like laying on my side. A woman says that her roommate thinks she's heartless for not accepting an apology letter from her cat. A woman told her roommate that her destructive cat is no longer allowed in her bedroom, and now the roommate is making her feel guilty for not giving the frustrating feline a second chance. The 27-year-old woman who banned a cat from entering her room took to the Reddit MA and A-hole forum and asked fellow Redditors advice on the situation. In the past, she says that her 26-year-old roommate named Lily had a cat named Muffin. But don't let that sweet name fool you. The pesky feline causes nothing but chaos. Quote, Muffin is adorable, but also has a habit of sneaking into my room and knocking things over. Last week, I came home to find that Muffin had somehow gotten in and destroyed a puzzle I'd spent hours working on, which, to be fair, I would be really upset too.
Put the cat down.
Sorry, PETA. That cat has to go. Pieces were scattered everywhere, and some of them were chewed up, and one was lost entirely. Well, no, you just got to go through a litter box to find it. So then she says that she was furious about the mess. She goes to her roommate and says, hey, listen, Muffin needs to stay out of her room, which totally makes sense.
Reasonable.
Like, it's my room, and your cat ate my puzzle.
Yeah.
I feel like, say less.
Yeah.
So she says, I told Lily that Muffin needed to stay out of my room, and she agreed, but said also that Muffin felt bad and wanted to apologize. Okay. And then she says, I laughed it off, assuming that she was joking. On account of cats can't communicate their intentions to apologize or not. She says, I laughed it off, but the next day I found a little note on my desk written in Lily's handwriting that said, I'm sorry. SOWWY. Sowie - Muffin. Along with a cat treat. Okay, and so while the woman found the unique response amusing, she made it clear that her stance hadn't changed. But after that, exchanges with her roommate had gotten even weirder as she became adamant about giving the cat a second chance, even speaking as if she was relaying her cat's actual thoughts and feelings. Quote, since then, Lily has been passive-aggressively saying things like, Muffin's just trying to make things right, or you holding on to a grudge against a cat, the woman says. She even suggested that I let Muffin back into my room, supervised, so that she could earn back my trust. The woman said that she stood her ground and firmly told Lily that she wasn't interested in giving her cat another chance to destroy her stuff. But now Lily is calling her heartless for not accepting the apology. Am I the a-hole here? She asks her fellow Redditors. Not surprising, most of the comments are siding with her over the roommate. Here's the thing. Steven and I have created absolute alter egos for our cats, like backstories, traumas, accents, costumes, personalities. Like, we will multiple times a week silence the other person in the middle of them sharing, like, sometimes even like a heartfelt thought. Like, I'd be like, hang on a second, look at Phoebe. Look at her. Oh my God, she's doing that thing where she curls up. Look at GC. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, tell me about, so you miss your mom.
So you left a tear
like,
right there.
That anyway. Like crazy, like, but we do that. We are crazy cat people. In our guest bathroom, we have cat. We have cat artwork. Like, we're turning into crazy cat gays. Wrigley
on my shelf.
No, fully like that.
No other family photos to be seen.
But what I don't do is I don't expect other people who come into my house to have the same parasocial relationship with the cat that I do. Like, it's not healthy. I know that it's like, do I think that the cats are really thinking a fraction of what I'm imputing to them? No, of course not. They don't have brains. They're thinking food, poop, sleep, comfy, sleep, like looking for somewhere comfortable to sleep. That's it. Like, they're not like, I really feel badly for you. Like sure, they can like sense things. Like, I get that. And I'm not trying to speak badly about your cat. So if you're listening and you're like, not my cat, Chase should meet my cat. Okay. Yeah. Totally fine. But it's insane for us to assume that other people have to have the same relationship with our animals that we do. Like, just have your own relationship.
I totally disagree. Stay crazy.
No. I love staying crazy. But just know you're being crazy. Like, let's be clear about what the crazy is.
I would literally, as the roommate, be holding up Wrigley with his paws, being like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can I go back in your room, please?
To a roommate who's paying rent at your house? And you would say, just give him another chance. I feel like you're really trying to hurt his feelings.
No, here's the thing.
But also, dogs are different. Because I feel like
being serious, I would be doing it so ironically.
No, I think this roommate's being serious.
And that's what I think, that's where we cross the line.
Yeah.
But I would, if Traven is ever mad at Wrigley, I'm like, it's okay, Wrigley. Dad's just a little upset today. It's okay. Like,
but I do feel like here's the difference. Dog eyes are very different than cat eyes. No. Cat eyes are a little dead on the inside, and I feel like you could open up their skull and there's like an actual evil little teeny cat spirit in there that's controlling the cat. Like, I firmly believe that, and I love our cats so much. But a dog is very different.
No, Wrigley has
dog would like actually feel sad. You know that because there's all those videos where people are like, some dog, shredded a pillow, and they're like, who did this? And then they'll like point. One dog will point to the other dog, or the other dog will have like shame. Yeah. Cats do not care.
No.
I've never, ever once. Moose this week looked at me dead ass in the face and barfed. And made eye contact the entire time. Yeah. Then I was like, Moosey Goose, which is a real, like, you can't yell cute names. She's like, mammogram, with a hand on a hip. But Moosey Goose barfs on the stairs. And because he ate so fast. Or like yesterday when I was making food, making the cookies, Phoebe came in and she just meow, 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 and like, you don't know what a meow is. I'm like, meow, meow, like what cats say, like meow, you know what I mean? Like cats meow. And Steven's like, oh my gosh, you have food in your bowl. Yeah. Like, you just see us in the kitchen eating and you just want to eat. Like, you're not trying to be social. Yeah. But then Steven went over and put more food in the bowl, and then they went and ate. And I was just like, they don't care about us. Dogs care. My parents, the two girls, Minnie and Maisie, just love us so much. They love people so much. Aww. If you're like sad, they will come over. Yeah. Like, I was in juvenile court last week for really sad cases, and I love that they have support dogs, not support cats. No one's saying, hey, you know what you need? Do you want the cat next to you? They'd be like, I don't know. Is it going to claw my eyes out and slice my throat when I'm sleeping? Opposed to like a dog, really the dog will like,
but like, it's an in-house joke, meaning like, I could only say it in the comfort of my own.
Yeah, no, totally.
I can't say it.
We'll make sure we say it offline.
No, Wrigley definitely has a human personality.
Yes. And I'm not trying to say
all of
dogs are
you
better
should
than
treat him
cats.
as
Like
such.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we have to appreciate the differences and be honest about them. Okay, I need to be done. My back is actually, the time has come. The walrus said.
We love you.
We love you. Find us on, if you guys are back on TikTok and you're not following us on TikTok, missed opportunity.
What are you even doing?
I mean, we're not doing social cuts
we're not
anymore,
really
but
doing anything on there.
We're
either,
going to. We are going to do social
going to.
cuts this week.
We are.
We're committing to at least one.
We are. We would love to. No, we are.
Okay, and we will see you guys everywhere. Love you lots. Bye.
Bye.